I feel very fortunate to have a safe, secure home and warmth. The thermostat I can just turn on. Sometimes we can, really take all of that for granted, and then other times we really notice it and appreciate it. Just the warmth of a blanket feels so nice too if we're cold. We do these practices. Sometimes we focus on awareness directly. So, what does that mean to focus on awareness directly? Part of it is that we work with the obstacles to awareness. So, awareness is always here. And we all have experienced it in many ways and many times, whether it's, we're out for a walk and our thoughts just stop for a few minutes and we're standing looking at a bird or breathing in the air or something like that. We all have those moments, or we're holding a baby or whatever it is. We all have hundreds of moments like that where we've just stopped thinking about what's going on and just directly experienced it. And not to make thinking the bad guy either, because thinking about something can just be part of what's going on. And when we're over involved in thoughts, it can be an obstacle to noticing what else is going on. So as we do the practices, we start with this bringing our attention in, which is kind of a cue for let's let go of the past and the future and focus on the right now. And we work with our body to relax our body, and we work with our energy and our breath. All of those are ways to help the thinking mind settle and to let us turn our attention more directly inward. And then what happens when we do that is that we have whatever experience that we have in this moment in our body with the energy, with our breath, with whatever thoughts are here. And as we take that step back, we're able to see this whole experience, be with it as it's unfolding from that perspective of the witness. And the witnessing isn't separate from what's happening. The witness is part of what's happening. There's a witnessing more than a witness. There's a witnessing that's also happening. So let's let all of those words just kind of drift to the background and settle into this direct perception. What is it that's happening right now? And we use our sensory perceptions to bring that in. There's whatever sounds are in the room, background sounds, my voice, might be sounds from outside. If you have your eyes open, you're seeing colors and shapes, and your brain is interpreting them. If you have your eyes closed, that's a different experience, but we still see images in our mind's eye. And when we have our gaze soft or when we have our eyes closed, it becomes easier to see what's happening in our body, to feel the sensations, the breath, to notice if muscles are tight so that we could soften them. As much as we talk about multitasking, it's actually, there's a limited number of things that our focus can be on at any one time, which is a big part of the reason why we work with thoughts. And in the living inquiries, we have the Velcro effect, where associations, which are thoughts, images, words, that are connected to energy, drive a lot of our experience. And as we begin to see through them and the Velcro releases, there's more space. We can begin to notice what else is here. One of the wonderful things about noticing what's here is we really see how our bodies want to be relaxed. Our mind has a natural capacity for silence as well. So when we tune in and let the thoughts settle a bit, we tune into this direct experience in our body right now. One thing that happens is that we notice tightness and it softens. So let's take a moment to go through our body from head to toes, forehead and the eyebrows, the sensation of air flowing in the nose, the hinges of your jaw, your mouth, your tongue, your sense of sight and sense of speech and hearing are all located in the head area. The sense of taste is as well. And of course, our thinking happens in this area too, where we become aware of thoughts generally in the area of the brain, somewhere around that area. There's a lot going on from the neck up. And it's not all just thinking either, all of these other senses from the forehead and eyes, through the jaw and the mouth, down into the neck and the shoulders. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears. And notice that that happens just by paying attention to it. It's like a reflex when we notice that we're tight. Ah, starts to soften. Notice the whole of your back, the large muscles in the upper back, shoulder blades, that area between the shoulder blades. Bring your attention a little bit forward into the heart center, to the chest and the stomach area. We're not doing anything with the breath, we're just noticing what's happening in the area. Often our breath will become more continuous and smooth just by noticing, just by softening. Our system is set up for that. The stress and contraction are add ons, they're not part of our integral being. They're just an effect of our experiences that we've had in life. We tighten up, we protect ourselves, we're hurt. And then we tune in, we turn inwards, and we really notice what it feels like. It feels so good to just pay attention and let everything soften, to align ourselves with that natural capacity that we have to relax and to be present. And then take that shift of perception into who is it that's noticing? We have the whole of our experience in our body, our breath, our thoughts. Part of that experience is that we're noticing right now, anyway, during the practice, probably coming and going a bit, get caught up a bit, and then we pull back and notice. Who is it that's doing the noticing? Just sense into that. We all have a sense of that. It's what it is that's not changing. And then bring to mind some moment when you felt completely at ease. Notice what your body feels like when you bring that moment back. You might be kind of sifting through some memories. Well, there was that time. Well, yeah, but there was still, well, just let yourself kind of do that for a moment and then settle on something. It doesn't have to be a perfect situation. Although we all have those moments, even if it was just for a few seconds. We walked outside and felt the sun on our face, or we saw someone look on their face, told us that they love us. We just kind of settle into that moment. Maybe it's during meditation when you really connected, you had a deep meditation. What's happening now? We were remembering an experience where we felt at ease, we felt connected. Let yourself bring that back. Notice what it feels like in your body, what thoughts are there. If it's images or words, notice your breath. And then from this perspective of witnessing, look to see who it is that had that experience originally. Whatever experience you're remembering. Who was that? Who had that experience? And look to see who's having this experience right now. It's a little more direct. It's happening right in this moment. What we're noticing is what's happening in our body, our breath, the images and words in our mind. There's an observing or a witnessing of that experience. That could include thoughts about it, or the thoughts might be quite quiet. We're just looking to see what comes up when we ask that question. Who is it that's having this experience? And keep coming back to the direct experience of what's happening in your body and in your breath. Noticing what it is that's not moving, that's not in the slipstream of time. What is the same now as it was during that experience that you're remembering right now? Bring yourself back into that experience again. Notice the sounds, the colors, the feeling or sensation. Who is observing that? And if who isn't quite the right question, just see what it is. Notice that. Is there a sense of someone who's watching, who's observing, who's experiencing all of this? And if there is, notice how that comes up. Is it images? Is it words? Is it an energy? We're just looking to see. And for a moment, open your eyes and maintain this awareness of the witnessing or the observing. Notice how that changes a bit with the eyes open. Look around. The mind starts to label things. We see colors and shapes. We might notice, oh, I need to dust that thing, or oh yeah, there's that picture. So we have a lot of activity that happens with the mind when the eyes are open. Even though we're not really doing anything engaging right now. So notice that. Notice what's shifted in your whole experience. And then close your eyes or soften your gaze again. Bring back that memory of a time when you felt so connected or peaceful. Tuning in again to that perspective of the witness. And in a moment, we're going to open our eyes and finish the practice. So set your intention that as you move through the day, that you'll try and pop back into this occasionally. Not necessarily into that experience of feeling connected or at ease, but more just into that witnessing what it is that's happening right now, what's going on in my body and my breath. And that sense of what it is that is the one who moves through that experience.